Good afternoon, everybody who's listening to us, to all moms and dads, to all kids, even if they might like sit in the back seats right now, getting back from the school. This is Hussein coming live from Al Jalila Cultural Center for Children, and this is Pearl FM 102, the first family and children radio station in UAE. Today is a very special day. We have one of I can't call him like a VIP guest. I had enjoyed like a small tour before like starting this show in Al Jalila Cultural Center for Children. This episode is going to be totally a bit how different. There's moms who might right now sitting at home, or let's say they're busy with their kids, or let's say most of the dads they're working, but they're trying to moving on like on their studies. Today we are going to give you like an example, a good chance to have this. There is right now something called the virtual studying, and that's why we have on our studios the International Dean, Dr. Habib Suleiman from Academy of Business Management in Switzerland. Good afternoon, Dr. Habib.
Good afternoon.
And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting.
Today is going to be like totally different kind of questions for me, because I used to do like questions for doctors who giving like advice for the kids, but right now we are going to the moms and like the parents or you don't know, there might be like a friends or relatives who are there just waiting for this chance to go through their like move with their studies, but they are trying to find some kind of options that could help them to study without spending more time, let's say. And this is going to be with us for the coming hour till 3 p.m. So we're gonna have more questions coming up. Stay tuned, and this is Pearl. Good afternoon again, everyone who's listening to us. Dr. Habib will come to our studios to the Pearl FM 102. I know it's a kind of like a bit experience here, like in Al Jalila Cultural Center for Children. While we're having like our tour, you were saying it like it's more like looks like a university for children here. This is what we are providing: education with fun. I think those kind of elements, and also the kind of business, or like the kind, let's say, the kind of thing that the Academy of Business Management in Switzerland is providing is education. Right now, we have been reading and listening. Even myself, I did like one course in my life. It's like virtual course. If you want to tell the people who are listening right now to what is the virtual study?
Virtual education is quite a new idea. It's established a few years ago. It is similar to an online education. However, during the virtual education, you see your professor. You can directly speak with your professor. You can communicate with your professor. The professor is live on a daily basis with us. So you can study online. However, you can see your professor, not like in traditional online education where you get the materials by email or you have an access to an electronic campus and you have to study by yourself. No, with a virtual education, universities are delivering the professor to your home.
Does that mean, look, I still remember my experience when I did the virtual education. I was able to see the doctor, and like on the other side, like he was able to see me. Does this also like include in this part, like, you know, can we tell like the doctors or like the professors who are teaching the virtual education on the other side of the world, they can see their students and they can communicate with them, and like in which level we are talking about
here? During the live classes, a student can switch on his camera or her camera as well the microphone, and you can ask directly your professor the question which you need. So if you didn't understand something from the topic, you can simply raise your hand on a virtual class, and he will give you the microphone and camera, and you can ask directly your question. So it's like traditional education, but screen to screen, not face to face.
Do you think it is competing the traditional education?
I believe a little bit, but it's a good plan B for parents, mainly for parents and people who are unable to leave their country or their job in order to get better know-how or better knowledge. So it's just plan B, I can say.
It's a plan B. To be honest, I think in the future it's going to be like some kind of plan A.
Yes.
With like much of responsibilities and duties for the moms and dads. So many people are getting much like in their shoulders of responsibilities, which make their time very, very short. And like when it comes to do more in their life, especially right now, education is really important. And when you say education, that doesn't mean right now the kind of subject or like the kind of thing that they're looking for. Academy of Business Management and Switzerland, the whole idea and the whole concept behind it, like where was it started, like, and why do you think it's right now it's in Switzerland? Right now we are here like in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and it's totally especially on the other side of the world, that side of the world, like speaking English or like other languages, or like, and here we're speaking Arabic. How do you think this is going to be working here in our region?
We are teaching as well right now in different languages, not only English. English is the main language which we teach right now, but Arabic as well is one of the languages we are using in order to deliver high quality education, as well Russian. The idea started many years ago, where people started to demand a high quality education where they see the professor, but they do not need to leave their country. So it's an idea coming from student. It's a customer created idea. It's not an idea created by professor. It's an idea created by customers.
So you took the demand. Let's say you took the demand from the people who are needing that, and you took it like, and you shape it like into something like the virtual education here, like in Academy of Business Management. When we are talking about this academy, what kind of a studying that you are providing there? What kind of programs and that are already there, like in the academy?
Right now, or until today, there is no possibility to teach more than business and related fields on the virtual education. Maybe in the 20 or 30 years we will be able to teach medical or engineering. Until now the technology doesn't give us the possibility to deliver more than business, and some universities are teaching law and journalism, but in our academy we teach mainly business and related fields like hospitality, tourism, marketing, etc.
That's fantastic. This sounds like you are limited to which can be provided as a material that could be read and written and something. But if there's something practical, it should be. This is like where the limitation is going to be. As you said, in the future, you don't know. Like
everything's possible.
Yeah, you don't know. You might find your students, they are doctors in the hospitals, and they are showing and they are experiencing or like experimenting what they have been watching over there. I'm really interested to ask you more questions about who can register and where and what is the chances like about the prices. I'm sure like it is really, when it comes to those kind of elements, it's really comparable to the other education systems in our region, and that's a good opportunity for all. More questions coming up. Stay tuned. This is Per. Still in the studio with Dr. Habib Al Sulaiman, the International Dean of Academy of Business Management in Switzerland. In the break, we were speaking about something really interesting. The people who can register, or the people like who can join and be part of this this Academy of Business Management. I've heard like you have changed the name, right? About it to make it like more reachable for the audience and people who understand.
The name originally was Academy of Business Management in Switzerland. However, most of the people, they were thinking that the education is in Switzerland. So we had to change the name to ABMS Open University of Switzerland. This is a trademark registered for us, so that people will understand this is an open university. This is not a traditional university. An open education means distance or an online or a virtual education.
When you decide at the beginning to choose the languages to be for your system, you have like there's an Arabic, and there is an English, and also there is the Russian language. Let's speak about the Arabic. Do you think the Arab world need this kind of education systems more than others, or like what about how is the demand here in our region?
We see the demand in the Arabic region, or mainly in the Middle East, is very huge. People who are really unable to leave. Sometimes we have students from countries where they cannot get a visa in order to study in Europe. So this is as well an advantage for students who can't leave their country for different reasons like visa or other kind of reasons. So they want to still have to get a good education, high education, higher universities level, and this can be done only through an online or virtual education.
Then tell me, Dr. Habib, how does it work? Let's say I'm looking to be doing my master for now. What is the steps? What is the process right now? If I'm just looking to try something right now, easy.
All what you need is an internet and high speed a computer and high speed internet. So you can simply go to our website, register yourself. There is an apply now button. You can register yourself. You have to attach all the files. For example, if you want to start to go for a master degree, you need to send us a copy of your bachelor. If you want to apply for a bachelor, you need to send us a copy of your high school diploma. So the traditional application which you have to fulfill in any university.
What is the website for that one? If you just to remind us.
The website is ous.ch.
ous.ch
for Switzerland. So OUS is the Open University of Switzerland.ch. Or abms.university.
Then after that?
And after that, the student can go to our website. On the top is written in green and red, apply now. And after clicking on it, the new page will appear. Student can just fill in his name, date of birth, nationality, etc. And down there is attach files or upload files. And the student must send us copy of all his documents, copy of the passport or national ID, bachelor or master degree if he has, all the documents which are required in order to get accepted in any university, plus the CV for sure, work experience certificate, etc. And within 3 days, we usually get back to the student and tell him if we can accept him or not.
Something is really important. I think most of the people who are listening right now, they might be interested to know how certified is this kind of universities and this kind of studies. It's really important. Why I'm going to do a kind of bachelor degree or like postgraduate, and I need it to be something really good to use me, and I can use it in my job, and I can use it in my country. And when it comes to UA and like the countries in the region, how certified is the ABMS Academy of Business Management in Switzerland?
ABMS is accredited by different European bodies. We are in European University, accredited by European bodies. For example, we are accredited by ESIC, which is a recognized accreditation by British government. We are accredited by European Council in Belgium, ECBE, for business education. We are accredited and certified by different organizations. On our website, we are listing nearly 50 organizations which are giving us the accreditation. As well, we are now candidate for accreditation by the Council of Higher Education in the US. We are working as well in order to give better or guaranteed recognition all over the world. We work with around 6 universities, state universities in Poland, in UK, in Zambia, in Mexico, in Nicaragua, in Ukraine, because we have students from 120 countries, so we need to cover the whole region. So we cannot focus only on one university. So the student can just choose with us with which universities he wants to graduate. So he can say, I want to have a single degree only from ABMS University in Switzerland, or he can say, okay, I am from Latin America and I want to have from Mexico, or I am from the EU region, I want to have from Poland, or I'm
from UAE and I want to have it from...
we have right now only with one institute in Jordan. I don't know if this is in the region. This is the only institute we have. As well, we are working with top 500 universities. One of our partners is one of the best 500 in the world, ranked 420 according to the QS ranking. So the student, if he wants to choose a local degree, we have in the Middle East only Jordan.
That's really great. That's really awesome, to be honest. Like, you know, also, like, I was reading, to be honest, like a brief about the Academy of Business Management in Switzerland, the rewards that has been like given to this university. Like, where did it reach, and what can you talk about this? What does it mean to you?
We have been we were the winning of customer satisfaction award for MENA region. This is evaluated by 3 universities and institutes. One is the Zurich University, which is the state university in Switzerland. One is from ILM Institute in UK, and from York University in Canada. So the 3 institutes give us the award of best customer satisfaction based on our students' satisfaction.
Congratulations.
As well, thank you. As well, we are nominated as a best project of 2017 by Oxford, and we are nominated to win the University of the Year from Turkey.
That's really fantastic. Congratulations again for that. And I still want to talk about something that's really serious, to be honest, and which is that technology and the let's say the education system. I had a few teachers back in the days, like in the shows, like in the talk, and there was this topic which is challenging for most of, let's say, doctors or like professors. They haven't been, let's say, living what is the generation is having when it comes to technology, and right now they are professors or like they are doing something, but the system could be a challenging point for them. We'll talk more about this and how did it work with you in the Academy of Business Management Switzerland and how it's going. But after this short break, everyone who's listening to us, stay tuned, and this is Pearl. Hello again, everyone who's listening to us, to all moms and dads. Dr. Habib Al Suleiman, the International Dean of Academy of Business Management in Switzerland, still alive with us in the studio, and it's really a fantastic program, and that is something really beautiful. I believe most of the people who are listening, they might have some people they might be interested to go this. Myself, I was thinking, as I told you, like do my masters, and the time, and let's say the time and I think most of it is the time. It's not helping. It's not helping. I'm busy here, like, and family responsibilities, the kids, all around, things that make you tight. You don't have a chance to do anything. And to study in Europe, which is something that that's really more beautiful that we can do it out there, having another kind of let's say this kind of business study in Europe and Switzerland sounds fantastic. We were speaking about the technology, Dr. Habib. It has been challenging, especially for I still remember I had a teacher when I was in high school, and at that time the government, or like the education system in our here in the region, they started to put the computers in all the places, even the schools, and at that time most of the teachers at that time, they were not aware of using those technologies, the computers, and it was very simple for them just to put the attendance and the absence and send some kind of letters and emails to like to whom may concern, like from inside the system, the school, or lots outside to the parents. It was very difficult for them because they used to do their way of teaching for, like, let's say 40 years. They are on a level they can provide the best way of teaching, let's say the methods and the way of their communication with the students. You cannot just bring someone who is just starting his life to be instead of those people who have spent all their life to do and to find the easiest way to teach the kids and everything. And right now technology, I think it is challenging, and right now in your university, like in your study, it's all about technology.
Yes.
And how does that, I don't know, do you see it something challenging to find the professors who can work for this part?
Actually, when we started the first, the virtual education, the IT department, they created a system which was quite complicated for our qualified professors. So after we created the first system, we gave it to our professors an introduction about it. We had the professors who are like over 70 years old. They have very good high or top qualified professors from all over the world. They were unable to use it. So we had to recreate the system in order to make sure that our qualified professors are able to use it. And that's why we create now a very simple system. Our system is very friendly using, and anybody can use it even if they cannot or they never had a laptop before.
What about the students? Let's say they have the same issue, like they have the same thing. How easy is it for them to study through the virtual education and to go through it? Have you been like facing any kind of challenges through that?
We have created the system which is like study on your own terms, so you can study whenever you want. The classes are live, but we record every single detail which is given live, and we'll upload on our e-campus or electronic campus or online campus, and the student can watch it on weekend, in the evening, or whenever the parents, for example, if they are unable to leave their home, so they can study on their own terms.
You know, there might be some of those who are listening right now. They want to understand more. Like when it comes to the exams, when it comes to the assignments, when it comes to those, you know, the university life is not something simple. To be honest, it's a lot of work. So when it comes to this, like to this level of education, and the professor should provide and should put those kind of assignments as similar as university, because you need to reach this kind of level of education. So by the assignments, by the projects that should be done by the students, how does it work in this part?
So we have two different kind of exams, or we recommend most of the students to come for the final exam in Switzerland. We have 1 day per year where the final exams are given. So the student, we need from the student only 1 day per year where he is totally free for us. It takes the whole exam take around between 5 to 8 hours. We do not have a terms exam. We follow the yearly exam. So in order to make it more flexible for parents or for family to study and to do just the final exam in the end. The final exam is divided into 2 parts. The first part is the verbal exam, where the student must switch his camera and microphone in order to make sure there is no way of cheating. So the student get 10 questions live, and the professor is recording the class. And the student is unable to move his eyes from the screen. The student must keep his eye on the screen. 3 seconds, if he move his eye, he will be failing.
Wow.
So there is no way of cheating for the verbal exam. As well, there is a written exam. Some of the students are not so fast in writing the exam on the keyboard. That's why if we give the possibility to students to print the exam, to write it by hand, and to scan it back to us. This is possible as well. And during the written exam, the student must switch on his camera as well. So we see what he is doing during the written exam. So both exams, which takes around 8 hours, the student must be switching on his camera. We have some students who are having bad internet in their country.
Yeah.
They book a 5-star hotel in their country only for 1 day in order to do the final exam.
Wow.
So we request from the student only 1 day per year for the exam where the student needs to have a good internet.
So the student do whatever it takes to fit the requirements of the university, the high speed internet,
Yes.
and the camera and the mics, whatever
Yes.
that needs, which is something. Those are for the exams, like the other days, and like let's say the most of the time is the students just listening to the lectures or like what is provided at university in that time.
There is always assignment which are given by the professor during the classes. As well, we try to put the students from the same region. So sometimes students from, let's say, from Gulf region, they can do an assignment together in order to be able to meet face to face. So we recommend sometimes students to meet face to face. We have students today from 120 countries. So we are able to make sometimes a group of students, 5, 6, or up to 10 students, in order to create an assignment. But this can be done as well online. Sometimes I see students chatting all the day between each other on Skype, on WhatsApp. So the students created their own possibilities in order to improve their education.
It sounds you're creating some kind of communities over there,
Yes.
right?
We have on Facebook like 160,000 followers.
Wow.
So the students are inviting their family, their friends. So we have really big community now. We are the biggest social media, like on social media, we are the biggest in Switzerland with 160,000 followers and fans.
That's a huge number, to be honest. In the end of the day, this is an university. This is the kind of education system over there. Like it is not. It doesn't sound like for most of the people like it could be something for fun or something. But when you hear this number, it sounds there is more than just studying.
Yes.
For that, which is impressive. Dr. Habib Al Sulaiman, if you have something you want to say to all audience right now who are listening to the moms and dads, that they are like, you're going to provide like a kind of tip. Why do you think it's really important to go to this step?
What we hear always that we are too old to study.
Yeah.
This is always a traditional speech for anybody who is having family or work.
Yeah.
We see it always students coming study. It doesn't matter the age. We have students who are more than 70 years old and they still want to study.
Yep.
So it's never late to study.
It's never late to study. You listen to that, Daniel? It's never late to study. Daniel is like 70 years old and he is talking to the kids in the morning pretending that he's 3 years old, which is fine for us.
Okay.
That's fine. We can see that. Thank you so much, Dr. Habib
you.
Al Sulaiman, the International Dean of Academy of Business Management in Switzerland, for joining us in
Thank
the
you very
talk.
much.
And would love to see you again in the future sometime.
I hope to see you in Switzerland.
Hopefully soon, inshallah. I would love to take my master, to be honest, an MBA. So who knows?
Perfect.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thanks, Mom and Dads, for listening for us in the talk. We'll be with you with Anna Banana after this short break. So stay tuned, and this is Pearl.